is In the Shadows Podcast. Lots of cigar talk, but if it's going on in the world, we'll be talking about that too. And by the way, the fellas don't shy away from controversial topics. Trust me. So grab that stick, kick back with your favorite drink, and let's do the thing. This is the In the Shadows Podcast. Now your hosts, Tony the Soy Sauce Assassin, along with Albert, Martine, and Eric.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Shadow Smokes Legion in the Shadow Podcast. I'm your host, Tony the Soy Sauce Assassin, and today we have Eric and Martine Amaya finishing up the part 2 of the flavor interpretation tasting of our cigars. So last time we already talked about some other flavor, some plants, some urban spice, some floral note, some of those like flavor that we consider as non-flavors. We had those done. Today, we had to go on the other side of the palette. So we got to start with earth and minerals and see how we interpret those, okay? The first thing that we got to talk about, like as promised, is barnyard, all right? Barnyard is, I think, everybody's favorite tasting. Well, I will refer it as, I will refer it as shit. You know, like it's like when you go to a farm and you smell that like really poop taste, dirt taste, poop taste that you can smell, but and you know that was cow dung or horse dung or something like that. You know it's not normal dung. It's not what you smell in your own bathroom when you're taking a dump. Right?
No, it's a whole different. Yeah,
it's a different kind of like smell. Like it has that little bit of earthiness to it, but it's done. You can tell that it's that, right? So am I the only one that feel like that's what it is? It's just basically animal dung.
Barnyard is straight up animal dung. It's straight up animal dung. That's what it is.
So barnyard to me is kind of like a mixture of like a smelly sock and walking into a barnyard stable with horses and cows and shit.
Right. It's just that
but sometimes it's got a different smell to it.
Yeah. It has like a variation of like which one's stronger, which one's not. And this is like number one reason why I don't like Gurkha, because it has a lot of that.
Gurkha have a lot of barnyard?
Yeah, earth and barnyard. They kind of mix together. Like either you taste dirt or you taste shit.
Well, it depends, right? Like it could, to me, barnyard sometimes have a sweetness to it too. When I get it from a cigar, from a note from a cigar, barnyard.
Well, I think that's barnyard
kind of thing, right?
And sweetness. Sweetness is separate. We talked about sweetness last time, right? So even if the barnyard sweet, it's still again because of other flavor that is sweet that make it sweet. It wasn't because
I guess
it wasn't because the shit is sweet, yo. You know?
No, it's not. No, it's not sweet. But all right, if you take the sweetness out, it's just straight shit.
Right? It's just pretty much it's like a different kind of shit. Like I think people have to go to a farm to experience that barnyard because it's not like I said, it's not the same shit you smell in the public bathroom or your own bathroom when you take a number 2 is a different kind of more acceptable kind of thing. But that was my 4-star. It's just not that bad, right? And then we have earth, which is very close to that. But when I think earth, I think soil, I think dirt, and there's two kind of difference. So some people think earth as sand. I think sand has a different taste. Okay, earth I think is like just dirt, like from the backyard, from one of those like brown ground earth that you have, the dirt, like almost wet, like almost clay.
Yeah, I would say like after the rain, you can smell the earth, right? Something like that.
Kind of like that. And a lot of times, sometimes earth comes with a little bit of sourness to it. And you can kind of smell that sourness that combines with the earth.
But to me, like, there's different earth for me. There's a greedy earth as well. I feel like you really have like greedy earth like in your mouth, like you just have straight dirt sometimes.
Right, sometimes like I almost have a texture, right? You can tell dry dirt, wet dirt, and it kind of have a texture to it. And I think that's one of the things that we describe as earth or soil, something like that. Now, on the opposite side of that, we have lead or graphite. And I don't know if you guys taste that before. When I taste lead, it's almost mineral,
Yeah.
but it's not mineral.
Like to me,
Ooh.
mineral in my opinion. So
Say that again?
I don't taste the. What do you say? What's it?
Lead or graphite. So like pencils.
Pencil? Oh no, I don't taste pencil. Well, I taste sometimes. I do get like pencil shaving, but it's rare. You know.
Yeah, pencil shaving is
other
one
than
of
that-
those tastes that's very rare. It has this almost floral wood to it. Almost floral.
Yeah, it's
But like I sometimes I taste those like pencil like lead. I don't know if you never ever like when you're young try to lick the pencil. It kind of tastes like even though pencil is not made out of lead, you know, you lick the pencil.
I don't know. When we're young, I think it was still made out of lead though. When we're young.
I don't know. I think that haven't been made out of lead for a long time. We're talking about more than 100 years.
For a long time.
So, and then we have mineral. I think the mineral is the easiest to tell. Like if you take a piece of metal or like stainless steel pot and just lick it, that's what it is.
Yep,
like,
go lick your sink, and you know what it is.
right?
Licking sinks.
I
Yeah,
don't
man,
think you
go
want to lick
lick
the
your sink,
sink,
you like-
but you know, I think it's cleaner if you lick
pass.
like a stainless steel pot. A lot of time, mineral also give me that flavor. Like when you eat supplements, if you ever eat supplements and you you gotta taste that. The iron, the that's the mineral that I'm talking about. So it has that flavor to it. So if you don't know how mineral tastes like,
Do you guys remember those Flintstone vitamins? It's like a lot of mineral taste to that shit.
I don't get a lot of mineral from that.
yeah, there's some that are mineral. And believe it or not, when you are eating something with mineral, like something that like iron enriched, you can actually find iron in there, like shavings of iron in there.
Ew.
Yeah, it's true.
They have to get it somewhere,
Yeah,
right?
it's real iron shaving in there. But then, if you get anything that's iron enriched or something like that, you can actually find mineral to taste. If you still don't know what that tastes like, go get a magnesium supplement and just leave it in your mouth. That's how it tastes like.
Yeah.
Okay. The next is saltiness. We talked about saltiness is easy. You can tell it's salty. When something's salty,
it's salty.
you know it's salty.
When it's salty and sweet mix, woo, baby, that's some banging cigar.
Oh yeah.
One of the weird one is seawater.
Yeah, but when it's salty, seawater.
Seawater. Why I want to bring that up is because the other mineral earthy note is called must. And when you have seawater, you get salt plus must.
I like the must, man. Y'all know me with the must.
Okay.
Musty cigars.
So you get both
Yeah.
when you like. So imagine seawater, not what ocean water, like salt water. That's what you get. It's kind of like has that really weird taste, but salty. I almost had like a seaweed kind of taste to it, like a.
To me, it's like a
yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about.
To me, it's a dinky mushroom, man.
No, what you're talking about is must, not must. One is a green, the other one is like a more like a danky water.
Oh, you mean moss?
Must.
No, musk.
Musk?
Musk is wood tones. Must.
Oh.
But anyways, there's that note. We just so there is like an oceany mineral taste that combined with salt. And if you don't know how that tastes like, just go drink some ocean water. Go to the beach and just taste it. That's what it tastes like. So basically, mixture of all the fish shit and salt.
All right, that's a good way to put it.
That's exactly what it is. Literally what it is. Okay. So now we'll go to the other side. We get the nuts. Okay. I think the nuts are the easiest to taste of all the
Well,
nuts.
I hope you can taste it. Hey, man, some people that don't eat nuts, man, and they can't what the heck is that?
But you can get nuttiness. You can smell it, right?
Yeah,
for peanut, like you can taste roasted peanut, but at the same time, a lot of cigar has roasted peanut shells, like the raw shell, the roasted shell.
Man. Yeah, the shell's quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I like when I get like a walnut. The peanut is rare. The peanut is rare for me.
I get a lot of peanut for a lot of cigars.
No, I get
I've
gotten
almond and
peanut,
walnut.
pecan, almond. What's that one? Chestnut. Acorns. I've gotten acorns before.
Acorns very
I never
sweet
ate.
note too. Acorns are very sweet note. Also,
I don't know what
cashew is very, very common.
Yeah, cashew is good. Yeah.
Cashew is a very, very common note.
Pistachios, I've gotten that.
If you're smoking a either Nicaraguan or Ecuadorian, usually you'll get cashew, a little bit of cashew, a little bit of walnut, a little bit of like that toasted notes, especially in the beginning. And then the other side will be almond. You could get almond from a lot of natural leaf cigars. So anything that's like Habano-ish or Connecticut kind of thing, you will get the almond somewhere. And the almond is hard to pick up. I would say if you want to pick up the almond note, seek for the sweetness. A lot of time you'll find either almond or cherry.
Yeah, I think if you want to get the almond, it's usually on the finish, right?
Right. You get usually on the note, and then you usually on the finish. You get just look for that sweetness, and when that sweetness goes away, that's when you can tell either it's got to be almond or it's got to be cherry. And those two notes are very similar when it comes to identifying them. So
I would say nutty is if you go to Connecticut, there's some nutties in it. It's cream and nuts.
Yeah, cream and nut. So wow. Anyways, we go to, and the next thing is fruit. Now, raisin and plum are very dominant notes in a lot of darker cigars.
Yeah, they are. If you get raisin and plum and anything, to me, like stone fruit is very prominent, right? You could tell. Well, I hope you could tell.
Right. Raisin has this sweetness to it, and plum has a sourness to it. If we try to identify those tend to be in darker cigar as a finishing note or as a beginning note. Like I think raisin is more a beginning note. Plum is more of a end finishing note, as it has a sourness that lingers. So those two are very prominent. Cherry, like I was talking about earlier, cherry is gonna be one of those notes that is end finish note. Usually goes after you have like a coffee or espresso notes that kind of finish up, and then you get the sweetness or bitterness. Cherry will be hidden somewhere in there. So if that's why you try to identify, go find a cigar that has cherry note in there and smoke through it and just let it linger. When it's finished lingering, that's when you got to find it, right?
I mean, sometimes the black cherry hit early though.
Yeah, but it's in turn for beginner to search for it. That's really how you want to find it. Yeah. And once you find it, you're always going to be able to find it. You just
you're like, oh shit, I found it.
Right? You take a puff. I know what this is. So a lot of time when we're reviewing it, we take the puffs and we're just waiting for it to go away to see what comes up, right? So we take a puff and let the smoke slow come out, so crowd its way out. And that's when you kind of go, okay, what's in there? What's hidden in there? A lot of these notes are hidden because they're obviously not as prominent as cedar, as wood, oak, as those coffee notes or cocoa. They're usually hidden as an end notes that comes with it.
Yeah, that's why you see sometimes we pause. We're like, we're trying to figure out which fruit is that.
Right, you gotta kind of wait for it. Oh, it shows up, and a lot of time you can tell they're working its way out. Like it's like slowly I kind of get a hint. I know this that's the beginning taste of it, but it didn't come out. And that's when you gotta have to wait or take another few more puffs to see if it come out. And a lot of time, if it doesn't come on the first third, it might come on the second third. And that's where the transition is when certain woodsy note goes away, those flavor might come out. And the next one will be a very controversy one, citrus. Naranja.
Yeah.
Naranja. Hashtag CAO.
Now, I think the citrus note we had to separate into two categories, right? One is citrus, like zest.
Okay.
And the other one is citrus, like orange. And also, you know what? Without forgetting, there is also a lemon zest.
Oh yeah, there's a lemon zest.
Right? So we have orange zest, lemon zest, and then orange.
And sometimes it's just sour.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just sour. It's like, what the hell?
Sometimes if it comes with the wood notes, you might get grapefruit.
Oh yeah, grapefruit, but you need a palate for a grapefruit.
Yeah, grapefruit usually come with a wood note. If it like wood notes goes away, you get citrus. A lot of time you get those grapefruit notes. But I think what is most common is either just plain sourness as citrus, kind of fruity but it's sour. You can tell what it is, what kind of citrus, or the orange zest. And the orange zest, I believe, for me, usually come out first. It's the starting note.
Oh yeah, you definitely know. Sometimes I go in the beginning, but then sometimes it's just like in the middle as well.
Yeah.
So,
like if you catch it at the end, usually it's more lime, and more like unidentified fruity.
To me, when you catch it at the end, it's like I know Martino knows it, but lemongrass kind of thing, stuff like that. Like when it's just lingering sour or zestiness.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. Like in the end, if it came in the end notes, it's like more unidentified than identifiable because they're already mixed with all the other notes. That is not as fresh, and it has like a mixture of all the other notes in there. Lemongrass also has this. I don't know how to describe that note. Lemongrass. It has this grassiness to it. It's a limited grassiness, but because of it's being end notes, sometimes it's hard to pick up unless it's on the last third. I feel like if I taste lemongrass on the last third, it's very prominent.
Yeah, usually, yeah. If you smoke it, you like lemongrass straight up on the last third, and you are like, "Whoa, okay, that's what it is." If you ever ate lemongrass,
yeah, lemongrass is one of those things that if you don't eat Thai food, you're not gonna know. Yeah.
The best way I could explain that lemongrass thing is get like a clover leaf, a smooth clover leaf, and you eat it. It's like kind of zesty sourness that linger afterwards.
Yeah, you can actually get lemongrass like essential oil and smell it, and that will help you pick out lemongrass.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, and that actually smells like lemongrass. Not like you obviously not take the whole entire bottle and shove your nose. It will fit, but don't do that. But I'm just saying that dab a little bit on your finger and just wipe it across your arm, and just smell your arm from a distance. That's what it tastes like. So those are the kind of the categories, and obviously we have those like really weird notes that usually doesn't belong to anywhere in the palate. For example, there is such thing, and I think for me there is durian.
Where would you get durian? I would love to get some durian.
What the hell is durian?
When you get this danky water smell, like a really nasty water smell, sometimes
to me that's sink water, man.
But then if that mixture with some fruitiness, it smells like durian.
Dude, I would love to. I eat a lot of durian. I don't get that note. I wish I do.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
It doesn't smell good. All right, for majority of the people, that's gonna smell like crap. Okay, that smell like nasty.
It's gonna smell like shit.
It make you gag. Yeah. Okay, it's not very strong. You taste it, you're like, what the hell is wrong with the cigar? and then you start looking for the sellers. Like, you still expiration date on this shit? It just smells really bad. And then you take another puff and that goes away. And you're like, oh, okay, I wonder what that is. And usually it ends up to be like once that flavor kind of wears out and kind of separates, what you taste is one of those like really nasty water notes.
Yeah, to me, yeah, I get like the nasty, like just old sink water kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
A lot of times it's like a combination of various notes that kind of give you a different note. And obviously majority of note can be separated, but some of the notes that we used to describe what it is. Like, for example, popcorn, durian, potato chips. We were just talking about earlier, is actually a mixture of like a floral woody note and earthy notes and saltiness, and that gets that. Yep. Right? And I think for majority of the cigar, well, if you want to find majority of these cigars notes, you're not gonna find it in Connecticut. That we can tell for sure, right?
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, if you gotta do Connecticut, what you gotta get is cream, nuttiness, cedar, bitterness,
butter, popcorn.
Butter and popcorn are very rare. You're looking at high-end cigars.
Yeah, high-end Connecticut for that.
Yeah. So that's what now. If you're practicing, you're starting out, and you try to pick up all the notes. Connecticut is what you use to practice those notes. But if you want more notes, you're starting to have to go darker cigar. It had to be fermented longer. Obviously, fermentation is another note that we didn't talk about. You can taste that fermenting. You can taste that.
You can taste the age on that tobacco, boy.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful note. When you can taste it, to me, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. When it's not too old.
I don't
at
even know how to
least.
describe the fermented note. Like it's just fermenting.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever try to leave a cheese on the table for a little bit and the cheese didn't go bad, you can smell that fermenting note. If your cheese went bad, you smell shit. But, but it really depends on how you try to go about those notes, right? And another one we didn't talk about is sometimes you can get allspice. Allspice.
I get allspice.
Yeah.
I
Allspice
get
is a note
allspice. So.
that is now on this wheel. I do get allspice. Now, keep in mind, allspice is a mixture of a lot of different spices. So
Yeah, with a lot of
you're
a whole
gonna
bunch of
catch
spice.
that if you taste baking spice, a lot of times it's closer or not close to the allspice. And if it's at the point is allspice, I would say that cigar has sit long enough where all the spice flavor has
Have been
worked.
mixed.
Nicely mixed with each other, it become one flavor. If you can pick out the flavor, I will say that cigar is within 5 to 6 years old still.
It's a good cigar. You get all the allspice, and usually for me, the allspice coming on a finish and just linger. It's just nice,
And here's the thing is that baking spice and allspice are two separate category. I would think baking spice is sweeter and much more savory, and allspice is more stronger, more peaky.
It's more lingering.
Yeah,
too.
it stays longer rather than the savory notes. So if you get allspice, your cigar has sit there long enough where everything goes in. Usually, allspice will be a habano or like a darker habano. Or aged habano, you're gonna get those. It's because that spiciness, that pepper, is very important in the allspice flavor.
Oh yeah.
So without
they've been harmonized,
yeah, you need that pepperiness to get there, right? Habano is a good way to get your way into half the palate that's on the palate wheel, I think. Right, Habano, a lot of time you get the woodsy note, you get the floral note, you get the earthy note, you can get the nuts and fruits and spice. You don't necessarily get the coffee, chocolate, cream, and all that stuff, but you pretty much get most of it plus leather. Even though leather is on that spectrum with the chocolate and stuff like that, you can get leather in a Habano, right? And then obviously you get into a point of like a Maduro cigar and start to get the double Maduro darker as you go. And when you get darker, when you go to Nicaraguan tobacco and that's really dark tobacco, you're gonna get more of that espresso, roasted coffee, dark.
The savoriness more dark,
smoke, raisin, plum. Those fruity notes surprisingly come from a darker cigar.
Yeah.
Right, the grassy note came from a light to medium cigar. The darker cigar usually give you the overall fruitiness, and then it really depends on how they mix it. But I find those majority of the time in the darker cigar. Right?
Yeah, it's rare to have a grassy note in a darker cigar. Sometimes you get it, but it's rare.
And that's the thing, though. Like what I find out is even though darker cigar has a lot of notes that may be bitter, that bitter is more enjoyable than a Connecticut bitter.
Because Connecticut bitter is like unripe fruit bitter, right? You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. It's like if you eat like a guava that's unripe, it's just
it's like a pure bitterness versus a flavor bitterness. Like for example, if you drink espresso is bitter at the end, right? So, but that bitter comes with the flavor.
Oh yeah, you enjoy that flavor,
right?
Like,
but then when you're smoking a Connecticut, you get a bitter that's tobacco bitter. That's just
it's like it's like, bro, the fuck, like you didn't ferment it enough.
Well, the problem with the Connecticut is if you ferment it long enough, it tastes like old drawer. Like those people that's been sitting there for a long time, you just like take a whiff. That's what it tastes like. So like, I don't really recommend people age their Connecticut. Just smoke your Connecticut.
Yeah, just enjoy your Connecticut.
Right. Yeah.
Right. If you want to age something that's oily, age something that's dark and has been fermented.
That's thick.
Yeah.
That's thick and like, yeah.
And those has the most oil that you can kind of go against the moisture loss, right? Because when you have Connecticut moisture loss, it's just dry leaf. It's no oil on it.
Yeah, it's just
You're not gonna get
that's why when you see a aged Connecticut and an aged Maduro, the cello look different. It's a whole different cello.
Oh yeah, aged Maduro will get that entire cellar of the like a almost bronzy color to it.
Yeah,
Right? It's
like a
brown,
nice dark
bronze
bronze
color. But like
Yeah.
if you age a Connecticut like long enough, it looks like somebody smoked a cigarette, blow some smoke into it.
Yeah, it looked like dust.
Right.
Yeah.
It looks like a very healthy pea color.
A pea color, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a blurry, light yellow-ish hue.
Yeah.
Right. That's what you
You've
get from
been, you've been drinking a lot of water.
And here's the thing, right? Like they didn't obviously people don't make Connecticut expecting that you're gonna go crazy with it or age it or something like that, right?
Age it,
yeah, because
yeah.
there's not a lot of flavor you can age out of
Right.
it. Just cedar. Now, if you really just like cedar, either go chew on a cedar box or smoke an Opus 6, right?
Come on, bro. Don't put Opus into this, bro. Come on.
Well,
Wow.
Opus
Man.
is notorious for woodsy note. Yeah, okay. Opus also.
Well, it depends, right? If you get the Maduro,
Let me
it's not-
finish. Opus is notorious for its cedar note, the woodsy note, the oak, and honey. Okay, and like a creamy caramel note. A certain cigar.
Yeah,
Not all of them.
there you go.
Majority don't have it, but I'm saying some of them do.
I'm just saying, okay? Don't.
I want to put it out there. They do have some good flavor, but we're talking about selection of it. Right? Not all of them. Now, if you just smoke the standard Opus X, you just gotta get cedar. And some people like cedar, right? So
That's true.
Right.
You smoke like a Lost City that's just standard, or just a Fonte one. Yes, you will get like just cedar and woodsy and all that creaminess, whatever it come with.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, just like if you smoke a natural from Avo, you just gotta get floral.
Oh, you do not want to smoke a natural from Alvo.
All you get is floral and mineral,
Straight up.
right?
Yeah.
And a little bit of
straight up
woodiness,
cedar.
right? So you know you
Oh
gotta know
my
what you're
God.
smoking, right? So if you gotta pick your fight, like what you try to identify, right? And here's the thing though, like a lot of time I feel as more cigar I smoke, the more I enjoy oak versus cedar. So when I pick up
Oh, yeah.
cedar notes on any cigar, I will not be impressed. I'll be like, that's boring, right?
No. Sometimes it's like it mixes the wood. It's a nice thing
Right,
when
but
you mix
you have
cedar.
to get
with,
to a
like,
point where it
dark
has
wood, oak.
multiple wood tones, right? Majority of cigar
Yeah.
from Connecticut all the way to some natural, you're not gonna get oak. You're gonna get
Oh
cedar,
no, it's hard.
right? If you wanna get oak, it starts to have to be dark or barrel aged, that kind of stuff. You can get some oak. Now here's the thing, right? People think barrel aged, you gotta get whiskey and bourbon. That's not how it works. Okay?
No. That's not work at
Yeah.
all.
All right.
No,
So
not at all.
barrel aged, you gotta get oak. You gotta get aged fermentation tasting to it, but you're not gonna get bourbon.
It's if you really looking. No, there's some that it's rare. You maybe hit it once throughout the whole cigar, but you can get it.
Right? You're not gonna get bourbon. You gotta get close to bourbon, which is most likely oak, right?
Yeah, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things. I think when I taste oak, that the whole definition of the cigar just changed. Right? It's like, okay, this thing set long enough, and it's got multiple different wood tones. It's got to be good because now it's got to change.
yeah.
You know, it's got to change, and that eventually, I think, if you smoke that kind of cigar, oak will be dominant, and cedar will disappear halfway through.
Yeah. Sooner or later, cedar will disappear.
Right. Then we have we can talk about something like Candela. Candela is one of those things where you're gonna get majority of the bitter note, majority of the grassy note, some tea, and we're talking about green tea here. Green raw
Yeah.
tea. We're not even talking about like, oh, you go to Japan, you go, that's a nice green tea. No, you gotta get those
Yeah, no,
green
no.
tea leaves. That's before they crushed it up. That's the green tea we're talking about, right?
To me, Candela is a lot of bitterness and grassiness.
Yeah.
That's what Candela is
Yeah,
for me.
me too.
Yeah, Candela, you gotta smoke really, really sweet, slow, so that you can get some sweetness. If you smoke at any speed that you're smoking your regular cigar, you're gonna get the bitter note. It's gonna be bitter the whole way, right?
It's straight up burnt.
Because that thing just doesn't like temperature. It doesn't like burn too fast. And here's the funny part, right? Candela cigars, the tobacco inside is still fermented.
Yeah, it's fermented.
Right? Outside is just a layer of green, but inside it's just the same color as the brown tobacco.
Yo, Candela Puro, let's do it.
I don't think anybody makes those. That would be bitter as hell, man. That's like drinking those like green grass. You just go out and mow your grass and put it in the grinder and just drink it.
Hey, man, that's a true St. Patty's cigar right there.
No, I don't think. And plus, right now, there's not a lot of company that can make true Candela. Candela process are actually very hard to do. So they don't make a lot of them.
Yeah, it's hard to keep the leaf green, right, when it dies.
They had to do it really quickly and before it starts getting color. Yeah, so it's not something that a lot of company makes. I know that some company make it just for the St. Patty's Day. I honestly haven't seen anybody says my favorite cigar is Candela.
I hear people that say they like it, but they never have one.
No, I hear people that say they like it, but I never hear people say that is my favorite cigar.
That's a great cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never heard that. I have never heard anybody say my favorite one is that. But I've heard a lot of people, as you get into the cigar longer and longer, you start to smoke darker and darker cigar and sway away from Connecticut. And I think this is the why nowadays a lot of companies are trying to reblend, try new things to make a Connecticut different. For example, Knuckle Sandwich tried to make a different Connecticut. Obviously, Saka made a Sober Mesa that was sweet tip. That's Connecticut. So
straight up sugar.
just a cap. Right. So they're trying to make it so that people with some background of smoking can smoke Connecticut without being bored.
Because it does get boring. Connecticut get very boring, once you get.
But that's the weird part, right? So when I smoke Connecticut, I kind of expect the creaminess and nothing else. But when they mix it up and make the new ones, I don't think any of those flavors really go well with what Connecticut stands for me.
Well, because you're old school, man. You got to branch out, bro.
No, because it didn't taste right. It just doesn't mix well. It's like now you're tasting an herbal cream. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah. And so I think they really are trying to make Connecticut, trying to do a comeback for them, but I don't think it's gonna happen because majority of people that smoke cigars, Connecticut is just basically towards beginner, right? And from what I know of, we've been smoking for a long time, so it's hard to go back to Connecticut.
I mean, a lot of people smoke Connecticut as a filler cigar. Like, I already have 2 or 3 today. I want one more. I don't really want something too strong. They can go with Connecticut. Yeah. People who smoke a lot of cigar a day, those tend to be the cheaper cigars, right? So they can still smoke and not break the bank. Still have some taste to it. So,
to me, the way I use Connecticut is if I plan on, I'm on a live, I smoke the Connecticut first, so it's not robust in flavor. And then I smoke the Connecticut first, then the Maduro. So the Maduro still have that nice flavor to it. Mm-hmm. It just changes the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a filler cigar or pre-start cigar. A lot of people like Connecticut with coffee in the morning because it's not strong. And Connecticut does go good with coffee because the nutty and the creamy.
It's creamy,
right?
Yeah.
I just wish that they put better quality Connecticut so that it's not just creamy but sweet and savory at the same time, right?
I don't know, like the sweet and savory would be harder on the Connecticut though. But the one your to-go cigar,
they do make it because I remember. Okay, my absolutely favorite Connecticut is the Rocky Patel Filthy Viking.
No way!
That cigar is
Rocky Patel Filthy. You mean from?
Cigars Daily used to have Rocky Patel make their Filthy Viking. That cigar is the bomb, man. That cigar is so creamy. It goes so good with coffee. That was probably one of my favorite all-time Connecticut.
Okay.
Yep, that was a good
one.
I
don't know, man. Like your to-go, your Davidoff was an anniversary, something like that.
The Signature 2000.
Yeah, the Signature. That one. That one's a Connecticut.
No, that's
right?
a natural.
Oh, that's a natural.
Yeah, that's
okay,
a natural.
never mind. Then shit.
Yeah,
then it's out the game because that shit is surprisingly flavorful. in my opinion.
It's flavorful. It's got one of the rare ones. It's got champagne flavor in there.
Oh no, it tastes very good. It have like a bunch of flavor that you surprised for a lighter cigar. That thing hit the spot for flavor.
You know, if Davidoff didn't call that, you know, signature, and they call it like Davidoff champagne, I think that'd be perfect because you can actually taste that grapey note.
You can't do that because fucking fuck Perdomo.
Yeah, because Perdomo decided to call it champagne and doesn't even taste like champagne, but the Davidoff one signature tastes like champagne. It's actually really good, really flavorful. I love it. So, you know, in terms of flavor profile, that cigar goes pretty much with any drink that I can think of. I've tried that cigar with all kind of drinks, and it fits every single time.
Man, yeah, that thing is very surprisingly like you could smoke that thing all day too, all day long.
It's not strong.
Yeah, no strength, no strength, but flavorful. That's what you really want, like a full body with no strength. That's just really good.
It's not too crazy of price range either. It's like what, $18 ish.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, this is a good cigar. I recommend it. But you know, people say, Tony, you just keep talking about Davidoff. You Davidoff whore. Yeah, but
you are a Davidoff whore. But I salute you with that cigar, though, man. I tell you that. Hey, I was very surprised when I smoked it.
Somebody give me a new name. It's Davidoff King, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not self-proclaimed. It's not self-proclaimed. Somebody else said it. So somebody else said it.
Well, so in his video, he's like, "Oh, you might not, you don't like that name, but I guess you enjoy it now, huh?"
No, I just had to put it out there. You know, a king and whore are the same thing. So that's what we got from this flavor wheel. I'm gonna see if I can find other flavor from a different flavor wheel because I think there's always some other how to say it, not heavily identified wheels, aromas.
Non-traditional.
Let me see.
Yeah, when you taste something out of this world. And usually when I taste something like that, I usually don't know what it is. I was like, what is that? Then I can't explain it. Then I feel like an idiot,
People call me crazy because I've gotten crayons from a cigar.
Okay, you are crazy.
Yeah, I still haven't got crayon. I still have not got crayon.
Yeah. Maybe one day.
Mm-hmm.
That's a legendary. That's a legendary note. So you gotta look for that shit.
Hummus.
Hummus. I don't think I've ever had hummus.
What?
Hummus? I guess it's more like a bean note, not necessarily hummus.
Yeah, like a bean.
Yeah, I've had bean notes before, but not necessarily identified straightly to hummus, right?
Yeah. How you never have hummus, bro? What the heck?
I don't think I've ever had hummus. No. Mm-mm.
Oh, we got one of these. Rum is another one. Rum. Yeah.
But then that's I don't know. I don't drink rum.
I don't think I've ever gotten rum from a cigar.
You can get rum barrel cigar to have like a smell of rum. Not necessarily tasting it, but if you get like a rum barrel aged cigars, you'll smell a little bit of that sweetness of the rum.
Okay.
Not crazy amount, but a little bit. Let's see.
You've gotten poopery from a cigar.
That's just floral. Peat?
Yeah.
How about peat?
I don't think I've ever gotten peat.
Nah, I never got peats, but I do know what that note is, though. If I ever get it, I would say it, but I never had it.
How about this one?
My palate.
And this one, I can only tell you guys, this came from Only Bad Cigars. Only Bad Cigar have this note. Ammonia.
Oh my god, dude! I do get that, and dude, it just ruined the whole cigar when you get ammonia, man. Ammonia is not cool, okay? Ammonia mixed with mineral is even worse.
Yeah, ammonia is when a cigar did not properly air out and age.
Yeah, man. People say, "Oh, let it sit, let it age, it will go out of it." I'm like, no, I don't. To me, it doesn't go out of it, dude.
And that's not even the worst. There's another note that shouldn't be in the cigar that sometimes you will taste.
Oh yeah, like cardboard.
No, cardboard you get, but
cardboard you get.
This is one of the worst note you can get. It's called lacquer paint.
Okay. So lacquer paint is when they freaking give you a fresh box that they've been painted, and then you put the cigar. I hate that too, dude.
Right?
I hate
brand new painted box that just shove cigar in there and send it out to you. Yep. You gotta let that thing air out because it smells so bad.
it's strong, man. You could tell right away that it's paint.
Yeah,
It's like, man,
that's
it's
really
bad.
bad. That shouldn't be in the cigar, but then there's that note because they, when they try to rush out their production, sometimes they give you a fresh
Yep.
painted. They just shove it into a fresh painted box that's like barely
Yep.
dry,
It's,
and then you gotta
it's so bad.
smell that. You gotta taste that. It's kind of nasty. It ruins the
But-
cigar.
But the thing is, people gotta buy box to know that.
No, you can go to a shop. You'll smell it sometimes. I mean, but the thing is that if you let it air out for a couple of days, well, when I say couple of days, I mean a week or so.
weeks.
That will eventually go away. But when you get a fresh box, sometimes that happens. I've gotten a few boxes that kind of smells like that.
Yeah, me too. I was like, you could smell it when you open the package. You could smell the fake fresh paint.
And I don't really want to
bro.
name names, but it happens a lot with Room 101 cigars.
Really?
Yeah. Room 101 cigar.
I don't want to name names, but Room 101.
Yeah, I don't really want to name names, but they tend to have wet box of paint.
I don't buy boxes of 101, so
Yeah, so
Neither
that's
do I.
probably why you don't smell it a lot. Whenever you buy a box of Room 101s, they smell like that. In fact, my box of Daruma smells like that.
really.
Yeah.
Oh man, that just ruined it.
No, well, the things that I didn't even smoke that box. I just put it outside. So I just bought it to collect it. It wasn't that good of a cigar. So okay, so oh my god, they listed pharmaceutical smell. That does happen. Pharmaceutical
That does
smell.
happen.
Yeah, it smells like you just went to a doctor's, like all those cleaner
Like,
smell.
Like a whole bunch of
A whole
it's-
bunch of a cleaner smell.
that sucks.
But
too.
that's a smell that you like when we review cigar, before we review cigar, we smell the surface of the cigar, right? That's when you get it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna really get it when you smoke it.
when you smoke it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when you smoke it, you're not gonna get that. It's on the surface of the smell.
but to me, that's rare too. I rarely get something like
And
that.
you wonder
so.
if they fucked it up and it's like moldy, and they try to wipe it out with like alcohol wipes or something. Maybe that's what they cleaned it
Yo,
up.
gotta kill this mold somehow.
There's so COVID on top. I need to spray it off. That's one of those weird notes. Pencil shavings, we got that. What other weird notes we get? Raw meat. Have you guys got raw meat before?
No, never did.
No.
Because you know why, Tony?
Why?
I don't eat raw.
No,
meat.
this smells like raw
No.
meat.
Oh,
It's actually
no.
closer to a fermentation smell.
Really?
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
smells
get
like
that yet.
fermented yeast kind of smell, but a little bit of like gamey smell to it. That's usually, I usually get it from when I light up a cigar.
Really?
Yeah, I usually get it when I light up a
okay.
cigar, and that's also the ammonia taste. You can get it from lighting up the cigar too.
Yeah, the more you do, light it up, and then sometimes it just stay there the whole cigar, man. Like it just sucks.
Well, yeah, when you got to that point, then the game is afoot. So
Because like you dude, for like smoking cigar with ammonia in it.
it usually
It's
goes
like,
away.
you could get-
It's just the first little bit. So
No, man. Sometimes it stay the whole thing, and you get sick, dude, when you smoke it.
yeah.
It's like it sucks so bad.
And let me put one more out there. The taste of gold. That's the shittiest taste that I've ever experienced in my life.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
That gold taste. We tasted for like 2.5 hours of it. It's not
Wow.
fun. It's not fun.
It makes
man.
you feel
It's not
sick.
fun.
So the taste of gold, how to describe it? It tastes like metal, but not like metal. It's just very metal.
It's metal.
Yeah.
It's metal. It doesn't want it. I can't, bro. It's a guy commented on that video, right?
Uh-huh.
He was like, "Oh, I watch other guys review it. They say it was good until I watch yours." And it's like, bro, who said that cigar was good?
There was no way gold tastes good, okay? Gold tastes like straight metal. Just think of it if you just go get a piece of aluminum and just burn it and smell that smoke. That's what it tastes
Yep.
like. It's
Oh,
really, really bad. Like I know that shouldn't even be on the pellet, but it's since people do make cigar with some gold on it, think of it this way, okay?
But I do,
Yeah.
I do tell you this though. If you put gold just on the cap part, oh man, nice and slippery. Oh, I like that. I like that.
Oh yeah,
feeling.
that's a mouthfeel, right? That's a different story.
Yeah,
It's very
yeah.
smooth. It's a very smooth.
Oh, it's very smooth.
Yeah,
It's very nice.
it's like it's very slippery. It's hard to describe that feeling. It's very, very.
It's very nice though. It's yeah, you're right. It's really hard to describe it.
Yeah, like it will almost slip out your mouth, kind of slippery. It's kind of weird, but yeah, gold is beyond mineral. I think that gold is like pure.
Oh yeah, oh hell yeah, that's just pure metal.
And then like that's the only time where like you're smoking a supposedly really good cigar but getting sick in the process. I feel so weak and sick afterward.
I feel like crap.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay, so on the sweet part, we talk about a lot of sweet stuff: sweet cream, honey, molasses, toffee, vanilla. Butterscotch is one though that's really rare.
But you do get butterscotch.
You do get it, but it's very rare. I mean, when somebody tastes that, they straight just say that's a dessert cigar because it's so sweet.
Yep.
It's so nice. Yep. That's very rare. I think there's only a handful of cigar that has that flavor.
I don't remember any of it. That's the thing. Because it's that fucking rare to me.
Yeah, like when I smoke it, I was like, oh, that's good, but I never go back to buy it again.
Yeah.
Right, so one of those things. Let's see. Oatmeal.
And it's usually on like a Connecticut or something.
Butterscotch? I think it's usually on a natural.
Really?
Natural or something like, I don't know, Cameroon kind of thing that has it.
I don't know. Cameroon is like it's more earthy for me with Cameroon. So
it's very rare. There is some, but it's just very rare.
Yeah, it's hard to find.
I'm like looking at these pellet pinwheels. Some of them are just so simple. I was like, you can't be that simple. You had to be. There's way more notes to those. Some of them are very like they separate it by a lot, like brown sugar and white sugar.
Okay.
I mean, white sugar is just pure sweet. There's nothing to it.
It's just sweet. It's like nice.
Yeah, brown sugar actually have a little bit like charredness to it.
Charred, yeah,
and I was about that sugar. I think that's a very good note. And
it is.
Let's see.
I mean, you get like a nice sweet peppery cigar at the same time. Oh man, that's something too.
Basil. I don't know if we talked about basil last time. Lavender and basil are two rare ones, but there are some cigar that smells like basil.
Yeah.
Right. And lavender are very rare. I think lavender usually is just a part of the wildflower. Like if you smell wildflower, you kind of get lavender.
Flowery.
Yeah,
I would say that fall into the category of floralness.
Right, but that's the thing. Like when we talk about floral, it's a lot of time you get like a bunch of flower, right? But lavender does kind of stand out a little bit if you do smell lavender. But it was still categorized as part of that wild, like a bunch of flower. I always smell as floral. It's flower.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see. Plastic. Now, if you got a plastic smell and taste to your cigar, throw that away.
You should throw that away.
Yeah.
Throw straight out. Don't even try.
Yeah, you might have a fake Cuban. That's what happened.
Don't even try with that cigar, man. Just toss it right out.
Over here on the pinwheel says rubber and plastic. Those two are only exist in fake Cubans. It's because you're actually burning plastic.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god, dude, that would be bad. Boy.
Or you should check your band. Maybe you are burning your band.
But to me, burning the band, it tastes like paper, like burnt paper. So
yeah, but like some of the bands are not like not full paper. They're kind of synthetic and like a plastic. You gotta taste it. You know, just like if you decide to burn the Aventura one, it's gotta taste like metal because it's metal. Right?
Get some mineral up in there.
Let's see. There's a lot of category on tea: black tea, green tea, white tea. I don't think anybody will be able to taste white tea. White tea is a very floral smell. Okay.
I don't even know what white tea.
Okay, white tea is floral. White tea is very floral. So I don't know why they separate that as white tea because white tea is a floral smell. Okay. You gotta get that with your floral taste. Some people taste chai.
Yeah,
but chai is kind of earthy, so I would say that's when you taste black tea and earth at the same time, you gotta kind of taste chai. So I wouldn't say that's a one taste; it's actually two tastes separated. You just having two tastes at the same time.
Yeah. So basically they just breaking up each
combination of flavor. Yeah. Because they always over here they have fish, seaweed, and ocean air. But the thing is that
what the heck?
If you taste fish, that cigar you need to return it to Bill Clinton. If you taste seaweed, it's most likely that cigar is going bad. And if you taste ocean air, that's actually like just salt and like
Just salt, yeah.
salt water. So that's not really a flavor per se. Let's see. Yeah, they break down the chocolate like powdered cocoa, baker's chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate. But like if you really look at it, 3 of them are actually technically milk chocolate, and 1 of them is cocoa, right? So powdered cocoa and cocoa are kind of the same. Powdered cocoa is actually less of a taste than cocoa, even less of the taste. Yeah,
I'd say like an airy cocoa.
Yeah, like he's like, oh, that's cocoa, but it's kind of shitty that it doesn't really taste like anything. That's kind of like the notes for it. Yeah, I think that's everything. We covered the entire palette.
I think so.
You know, it's kind of interesting, right? Because like, you know, we're talking about tobacco leaf that give you the nuance of these flavors. That's the best part of this hobby is how amazing it is for some leaf to ferment and start to give you those flavors.
Yep.
Right.
But you know, that's to us, right? Because we smoke and we look for those notes too. We try to look for a couple of notes, and but to me, like my girl, she just smells smoke. She just smells nice aroma, you know, like it's just a good aroma to her. That's it.
And this is subjective, right? Because that's why we try to describe how we taste it. This is subjective. For all we know, our mind might be lying to us the whole time. This thing doesn't taste like anything.
Oh yeah,
right.
Our brain is just messing with us.
It's just somehow that whenever I taste something, I say, "Hey, Aaron, you taste that too?" And he's like, "Yeah, I taste it too." You know, we're like, "Hey, Martin, taste that?" And Martin's like, "Yeah, that plus and quail."
I don't know, man. Sometimes I say, it's weird that sometimes we do the double review thing, Tony, and we don't even speak to each other when we do that like that, and we just get the same thing, the same result out of cigar. So. You know,
for those people who doesn't know, when we record a double review, we don't record at the same time. We just release at the same time.
Right.
So we don't talk to each other about the flavor. And then if the flavor ended up to be the same, then you know you can kind of be sure that when you buy that cigar, you can probably find it because we don't talk to each other ahead of time on what flavor that is. Yeah. We don't even record at the same time.
Yeah, we usually smoke a different cigar when we do that.
Yeah, because if we smoke in the same cigar, we tend to give a kind of tint each other with it, so we don't record the same cigar at the same time.
Yeah,
and that make sure that we don't have the same flavor. But sometimes you just gotta taste the same flavor because that's what the cigar tastes like. But it doesn't mean that's how the cigar is. But the thing is that it doesn't mean that you cannot enjoy a cigar when you can't pick up any of these notes. It takes a while for you to be able to tell these notes.
A long time.
Yeah.
Just enjoy your cigar the way you want it, the way you like it, right? If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. Right. Then along the way somewhere, you will like, oh crap. You know, you're sitting there like, holy crap, what is that? I know that.
Right. You gotta smell something like, oh, you know what? That reminds me of maybe you just had a whole like a trail mix or something like that, and then you go to smoke a cigar, and you're like, wait, that tastes like chestnut. That tastes like peanut. That tastes like something because I just ate it and I know how that tastes like. And you know, it's just supposed to be a small subject of this hobby of smoking cigar. It's not everything. There are people that can smoke their entire life and not taste anything. They just know they like the cigar.
They like the cigar and that's it. And that's how you should smoke your cigar anyway. Enjoy it for what it is, right? And if you don't like it, toss it in the garbage, man. Just toss it. Don't waste it. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your life. Just toss it and grab another one.
Right.
Put that bitch.
These kind of notes are just helping you to identify what cigar you might like, right? Once you can identify the flavoring, when you're looking at a review or something like that, you can know, okay, that might be something I might like because I tasted a cigar that has these notes, combination of it, I might like it, right? Like some people just don't like manure, they don't like earthiness, they don't like coca. They sway away from it whenever they hear, oh, this thing is very earthy. And like, I don't like earth, right? Some people say this thing is a pepper bomb, but you absolutely hate pepper. You don't go smoke that. So use it as a reference, but don't expect that, hey, if I'm gonna smoke this thing better taste like, better
taste like a rice cake,
right? This thing's supposed to taste like fish. I better taste some fresh sushi. you know. Dip some sauce on our okonomiyaki. Let's go.
Right.
It's not gonna happen. So it's just something for reference, and I hope that this information of how we describe certain flavor is gonna help you your journey into discovering flavors on cigars, or notice flavor on cigar. Or if it doesn't, at least help you identify what cigar you like.
At least it's pretty much a guidance of me and Tony suck at guidance because we don't like any cigar, but
But when we like it, okay?
Oh man, we like it. It's a bang, boy.
Yeah.
It's a banger cigar, man.
Like if we like it, it's because the flavor really, really impressed us. Like because we smoke quite a bit of cigars, from normal to complex, and we just tend to, obviously like the complex because we can pick it out now. Now we can actually say, oh, we like this and that. So we're looking for something more complex rather than a good flavor cigar. I'm not saying that there's no good flavor cigar that we don't like. There are a lot of good flavor cigar. We just thought it was boring. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad cigar. It's just boring, right? You can have a full body cedar oak cigar that's like, consistent the whole way, and it's great.
Yep.
But, I just spent an hour tasting the same thing. I might as well
the same thing. And sometimes when you taste the same thing for so long, it just starts washing off. Right. It just starts washing like, And
at that point, it becomes a muscle memory. You're just, picking up, take a puff, take a puff. You forgot you're even smoking a cigar anymore. You're just having a conversation and not really having a enjoyable time with the cigar. So, that just hopefully helps people. Okay. Now, with that being said, this is our last episode for the season. Okay. So we will reboot again in 2024, and we want to take some time off so everybody can actually have their, Christmas season, their holiday season, and concentrate on those season. And once we have enough our rest, we'll come back with a more helpful information or subject. Hopefully this season didn't bore you too much, because we have fun. I have fun. So the time flies when you have a good topic, especially. I think we improved upon the topic as we go, and we have so many subjects that we can go back to, which we will review the subject that we talked about and kind of further go into like that. So we might have part 2 of something that we talked about before, or, even invite other people to join us starting next year. So this will be our last episode, and I hope you guys have a great holiday season. I'll see you guys next year. Bye, guys.
Later, guys. Have fun on Christmas, guys.
Christmas.
You've been listening to the In the Shadows podcast. There's nothing like a fine cigar, and that's our passion. And on the show, we'll talk about everything and anything cigars. And you know what happens when you get a bunch of guys together smoking cigars. The conversations go on, and that is what this show is all about. We hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. Remember, everything you need is on YouTube at Soy Sauce Assassin. The live show is every Wednesday and Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And get cigar reviews. Wishing you long ashes. We'll see you next time on In the Shadows podcast.